Hi, everyone. Hey, I am Christina Taylor, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live, but with a recording from North Canton, Ohio. And today I am going to be sharing with you projects from my Sending a Little Love card class. So, and I'll kind of one of the projects that we're doing today is the stamp set that inspired the name of the class. And I'll kind of share more with you about that as we go through. So, but I have been a little bit out of the loop. I've been a little bit under the weather with some health concerns. And then I got the flu on top of the other things I had going on. So it was like a double whammy. But I am feeling a lot better than what I was this time last week, about a week and a half actually ago. So I am grateful for that. I've got my jug of water right handy here and cough drops so that I can keep my voice from getting too crazy and keep my throat moist so that I don't start coughing too much for all of you. And anyway, I'm really excited to share these projects with you today. And I'm so grateful for all of you that decided you wanted to do a kit to go, because during these first few months of the year, as I kind of figure out how to navigate things, I've had to move my classes to offer them online instead of in person. But with any luck, we'll be back in person here come the springtime. So I think that's about it. So I hope that your new year has started off well and that you're staying healthy and you're keeping busy and just enjoying each day for the gifts that it brings to you. So, okay, I'm going to turn the camera down and we will go ahead and get started stamping. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started stamping here. What I want to share with you first off is just to let you know that we have a couple new catalogs and um, just kind of go over those with you if you're not familiar with them yet. So our current promotion is the celebration promotion where you can get items for free. They're at $50 levels and $100 level. And you can choose quite a selection of different products out of here, free with purchase. There's also incentives for anyone who would host a workshop or have an order yourself of $300 or more. You're getting an additional boost in hostess benefits. So that's nice. Also, if you are thinking about you would want to be a discount shopper or take this creative journey and sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator during celebration, which is January to February 29th. You have two options if you sign up for the starter kit, which is always a great value. If you're placing an order and it's at $100, you should seriously consider just signing up to get the starter kit, because you can get $125 worth of product for $99. So essentially, you'd be getting more product than what you would be purchasing on your $100 order. Plus, during celebration, you can choose one of these two options. You can choose the glass mat studio for free, which is a $60 value. Comes with the glass mat, the silicone mat, and a cleaning cloth. And that's an exclusive promotion just during celebration. It's not available for purchase. Or you can choose an additional $30 in free product with whatever you might like from any of the catalogs. So that would take your free product up to $155 instead of just $100 with which is the purchase of the starter kit, $99. There's free shipping on that and just tax. So it's a pretty good deal. And that would allow you to get your products moving forward at 20% off. So if it's something that interests you, just let me know. Feel free to reach out. There's no obligation with Stampin' Up! When you sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you are not committed to be like, you have to stay a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for a certain time period or whatnot. There is a quarterly minimum of $300. But when you sign up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if you signed up in January, February. Um, I believe you would be, let's see, uh, June, July. Like you could sign up during celebration and essentially be a demonstrator till July without actually having to order any products as a demonstrator because there's a time period in which you um, remain active without that requirement to submit any sales. So it really does give you an opportunity to kind of see what the demonstrator community is about and see if it's something that is good fit for you. So then the other catalog is our mini catalog, and this is filled with just all kinds of things, spring, just fun, warmer weather type um, imagery that, we're all looking forward to, especially here in January. So beautiful, beautiful colors, stamp sets, dies, all the things. So that is also available to order from. And then, of course, our main idea book and catalog, and this goes until the end of April. Um, and it is packed full of all kinds of good things, from anything you might need to use for your creativity, inspirations, all the good things. So if you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with and you would like a copy of the catalogs, please feel free to reach out to me. And I always have my little house that I have, a pickup drop-off house here. If you're local, you can just swing by and get the catalogs. And I think that's about it. So if any of the products that you see today used in this video that you would like to order, my online store is at stampingucrazy.stampinup.net, and my current host code is 9FHSUWRC. When you enter that code prior to checkout, and I believe it's in like the right-hand column. There's going to be a place for a code entry there prior to checkout. And it's important that you put that code in there in order to let me know that you want to receive the card kit giveaways that I do each month. So this code just connects it, and it's an easier way for me to pull that up to see who qualified for those free card kits and get those out to everyone. If your order is over $150, you don't use this code. Just go ahead and enter that in, and Stampin' Up! Is going to give you some hostess rewards for that order. And I will see that come through and make sure that you still get those kits, those card kits as an extra thank you. So this is just something I do for those people who place the online orders or individual orders that aren't connected with another party or a workshop. And it allows me to use those hostess rewards to get the supplies that I'm using for the card kits, for the giveaways, and turn around and give you some inspiration in the process as an extra thank you for your business. So I do appreciate that. You can also find me on Facebook at Stamp Me Crazy. And of course, YouTube, if you're watching this, they're on my YouTube channel. If you got it through a link, you can search my YouTube at Christina Taylor at Stamp Me Crazy. And please like, subscribe, share, all the good things. It helps me grow my business, and I do appreciate that. Okay, that's enough for like the infomercial of the video. Got all the, necessary paperwork out of the way. We're going to go ahead and get started stamping. Okay, so this first project, we are using the Quiet Reflection stamp set. It is just a beautiful stamp set. When I saw this in the catalog, I was like, oh, like this was just a must. Like no questions asked, I'm getting that stamp set. I love the watercolor imagery in here with the trees and like reflection on water. But I also like the sayings in here, the greetings. So there's like praying for his comfort to soften the sadness and bring you peace. God is our refuge and strength, Psalm 46:1. To remember is to give life to those who we have loved and lost. The friendship of a pet is one of life's greatest gifts. You're on my mind and so sorry and sorry for your loss. So I love I love this stamp set. I just think it's so beautiful. The words are so heartfelt. And I love that there's a verse in there for the loss of a pet because pets are like they're members of our family, you know? So we lost our dog years ago, Chippewa, and we haven't been able to get another dog. It was that was very, very difficult for me. So yeah. So beautiful stamp set. This is a red rubber cling stamp set. And we're also using Pebble Path on this card and Pretty Peacock. I've grabbed the Banners Pick a Punch for a punch that we're using. The Banners Baker's Twine Essentials pack. There's one other one in here. I think it was the I guess the Heresy and the crumb cake color. I've already used it all, but we use the vanilla on here, and I've got just no, I take that back. There's the crumb cake one. It was a white. I've already used all the white out of this one, but we're using the very vanilla for this particular project. So there's just a little bit on here, but this is a great value. You get 5 spools of the thread and they each have 7 yards on them. So, and I think it's like $11. So it's really great value. And then in addition to the stamps that we're using, so I grabbed the All That dies and used this label to die cut my label for this project. And then I grabbed this stamp set. This is Around the Bend dies, okay? And it's has a stamp set that goes along with it, but I just grabbed the dies because one that I have coming on the way, I think it's some Notes of Nature. I have it coming, it did not arrive. And I was wanting to use the greenery pieces out of that particular die set. So I was in search of little greenery pieces and grabbed this, worked the project up that way. And then as I'm doing the kits to go, because I die cut everything for all of you, I realized I was going to have to cut like 120, 30 of these little guys, like for the kids. Like I was like, oh boy, that's a lot. So you may have these guys in your kit, or you may have one of these guys in your kit. And this is from the Gorgeously Made dies. So you might have one of these large die cut pieces, which you will then cut into pieces to create your little foliage on as a decorative piece. And I'll show you what I'm talking about once we get started. But just know you could have either option in your kit. And it was because I started this and I thought, oh my, like I never really think about it when I am designing the cards and putting them together, the amount of die cutting that I will have to do. Let me just say, it's good that my arms are getting much stronger, you know, with the running through of the die cutting machine and building up like muscles. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, this is the card that we're creating. Okay. And then got something on the inside, and you can you see those little score lines there? We're going to put some little decorative touches on the card. Same on the front here. Just a nice little extra something. All right. And I do have the label popped up with dimensionals. Everything else is flat to the surface. So something else that I used on this card was my Simply Scored tool for scoring on that. So I'm going to pull that out when we get closer to that. But I did also use that. And I got one other thing. And then this is the Tartan Designer Series paper, specialty paper. We get that out. So this is an online exclusive, and I use the Pebbled Path one. So you've got 3 colors in here. This is, I think it's copper clay, but let me look. Yeah. Copper clay, the Lost Lagoon, and then here's the Pebble Path. So you get 3 pieces, and as you can see, this side is like a metallic mirrored kind of finish. And then you flip it over and you've got kind of a metallic mirrored finish, but with a white base, and the colors are the accent, but a different different look to the plaids or the ginghams, I guess you'd say. So anyway, I've used this color for the card. Oh, this is like super blurry. Oh, let me take this out and see if it clears up. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. That got really blurry. I apologize for that. Okay. So that is also, it's an online exclusive. It's called the Tartan foil paper. You can search it online, and I think it's $12. I think. Okay. All right. So we've got a very vanilla envelope. Then we've got a piece of Pretty Peacock that is 5.5 by 8.5. A piece of basic, just very vanilla that's 4 by 5.25. Another piece of very vanilla that is 5.5 by 2 7/8. And then I had a piece of pebbled path that I've die cut the label out of. I've got a strip of very vanilla that's a half inch by, this is probably 5 inches. You just need a half-inch strip. Doesn't matter what length it is, as long as it will put your greeting on it. Then I've got a piece of the Tartan Designer Series paper, and that's a 1/2 inch by 5.5. And then I've gone ahead and tied my little bow. So it's a double bow and the very vanilla from the Naturals Twines. And then here is a piece of that little greenery that I was talking to you about. Or you could have these little guys. Show you. You could have several of these in your kit, and then you'll put them together for where the foliage piece goes. So either or, both will work nice. They're both delicate. But you may have one of these as well. And one of these will do both of your cards. We're going to like kind of just cut them apart at the little intersection pieces. And I've got some where I've just kind of cut them apart here too. So I'll show you that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start by folding our cardstock, but I'm going to do some scoring first. So I'm going to put my cardstock in at 8.5 at the top and come over with my scoring tool and go down the 4.25. All right. So I also want to do some score lines on the front as a decorative piece to my card. And I am going to go at the 1/4 inch mark and make a score line there. And then I'm going to go to the 1/2 inch mark and make another score line. Okay. And I want to do this on my inside piece too. Oh, goodness. I did. Just moved my whole piece there. I want to do this on the inside piece too, but I need to do a little stamping first. So we're going to come back to that. But see how that made some score lines there? That's going to create a nice little decorative touch to our card. And do I want that to be, I want it to be on the outside. So I'm going to take and fold that in half. Using that Simply Scored tool just helps your cards fold so nicely. You get a nice crease there, makes a big difference. It's a great tool to have in your arsenal of products. And let me grab a piece of stamping paper. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up our ink pads. I'm hoping that my internet doesn't act up because it has been doing really weird things, like really lagging and not doing its best. Okay. So I'm going to take and ink the stamp, do a little stamping. So I'm going to first start with this one and put that over to the side, ink it again. I thought this stamp kind of looked like the state of Ohio. I'm going to be honest. I was like, that's what I saw when it looked at it. Like the image itself, to me, that's just what it reminded me of. I don't know, it's perfect for us Ohioans, you know. Okay, so I've just made a series of those trees going across, keeping them in line. And then on this one, I want to create some of that, but just a little bit down at the bottom for my inside layer. And I think I will do the same for my envelope. So I'm going to come in with that, put that just across the back of the flap there. So pretty. I might actually do it like more. Let's see. I'm just going to play with this a little bit more. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh yeah. I'm so glad I did that. Look how pretty that is. Definitely that is a good decision. Good, good, good. Okay, I'm gonna clean off my stamp with my chamois. And then go ahead and stamp the sorry for your loss. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to change this one up because on my example, I did the loss of the friendship of a pet. Um, I'm going to change this so I can show you the two different ones or the different cards that I did. I'm actually going to change my mind here. Imagine that. Imagine a woman changing her mind. I'm going to be like, you're on my mind. Okay. There we go. I like this. Okay. And then I'll bring in my little vanilla strip and stamp this. And I got a little bit of a thing, so I'm gonna flip it over. See if I can stamp this better this time. Yay, without a little, I got like one of the little stamp marks on there. Okay. I think that's it. I think I used the pebble path on there actually. Now that I'm looking at that, I just must have pulled it because it was complimentary. Okay, so I did the stamping on the inside of my card. I'm going to come back in with my Simply Scored tool. See if I can not mess up my desk again like I did earlier. Okay, and I'm going to put this card in the bottom, and I want those score lines to be on the front of my image. So I'm going to take and put the imagery down, okay? And then I'm going to take this Simply Scored tool, the scoring tool, and on the board and put it in the 1/4 inch line and just draw a line right down. And then the one right above that, the 1/2 inch, just like I did on the front of the card. Oh my gosh. Good gracious, can't pick that up over there. Okay. Okay, so see how that puts that just gives it such a nice little just a little something extra on the inside of my card, and then I've done that same thing on the outside. And like I said, I saw my internet lagging there, so we're gonna hope for the best with this um, with my reception. Okay, I'm gonna put some adhesive on my vanilla piece and place that towards the top, just leaving like about 1/8 of an inch gap. Okay, and then put that inside layer on. That nicely layered in there. Okay, and then we're going to build our layers for our card here. So we're going to come in next with our designer series paper. love this. It just looks like, it actually looks like a fancy ribbon, I think, because of that decorative design on it. And the fact that it has the metallic shine to it just makes it all the better. And then, I think like, what am I doing here? Okay, I need to cut this down a little bit. So your strips in your kit might be, they're gonna be longer than what you need. And depending on what grading you might like to use. I'm just gonna notch those little ends out. Okay. And get some dimensionals. And I'm gonna put dimensional, my label on with dimensionals. Get these little guys off. And put that, kind of center it right in between my band here. So I like the way that looks. And then we'll take our little greeting. That was my boo-boo side right there. Put that. Center that right on the label as well. And it just kind of falls in line with our designer series paper piece. And then I'm going to come back in with these little strips. So since my other example has the other images, I'm going to use these for this one so you can see the two. And so I'm just going to find where the pieces are connected. The die is connected and just kind of trim off. And so you're going to have to do a little surgery on these, okay, to get your pieces. I probably could have done this beforehand, but I did not. So let me kind of play with this and see where how I want to go with this. Thinking how I want to do this. One thing I didn't think about was where I put my dimensionals behind it. Um, they're kind of stuck there, so that limits how I can pull them behind. So actually, in hindsight, keep in mind when you're putting that dimensionals, the placement of the dimensionals down below, thinking about that. I just kind of like putting a little puzzle together. It's not anything right or wrong way to do it. You're just kind of building some foliage behind there. Supposed to be really warm these next couple of days, and I've really pretty much been inside, quite honestly, for like the last week and a half. So I'm hoping to kind of get outside and maybe do a little walking around or something. Take in some of that warm weather. My daughter's leaving for another trip. She's quite busy with her travels. She was in Nashville earlier in the week. No, not this week. Last week. Went there for weekend trip. Well, it was supposed to be just a weekend trip. And flight got canceled. and she couldn't get back till like the Thursday after. She was supposed to leave and come home on a Sunday, and she ended up not being able to get home until the um following Thursday. Yeah, she was down there for a while. And the day she was supposed to fly back, of course, we got more snow, and Nashville was getting more snow. Oh my. But anyway, she's getting ready to fly out. I've got to take her to the airport here a little later. She's flying to Savannah for work. And then coming home, I'm trying to like think of how I want to do this. Because I had put the bow on my example down below, but I kind of want the bow up here on this one. I kind of want to put it right there. I don't know if that's gonna like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I just want to put it right there. What I should have done, just take note when you're doing yours, what I should have done was made my cluster of greens before I put my banner on, because on my example, I tucked some of the greens behind the banner. And so I didn't do that on here. And in all actuality, actually, I put this little banner on with some dimensionals too. So that allowed me to be able to tuck it behind. So see, I didn't follow instructions for myself. So no worries. We'll just improvise. Let me change it up here a little bit. We get some blue dots. So anyway, she's flying out to Savannah here this afternoon. I've got to take her out, and she'll be there for a work conference. So I'm using multiple ones of these little glue dots because they're super tiny for my paper pumpkin kit. And so to make sure that stays. So she'll be in Savannah, then she flies back, and she's home for less than 24 hours, people. Less than 24 hours. And then she's getting on another plane and flying to Cape Coral, Florida for a week. And that's a vacation. So, you know what I say, I'm like, good for you. That would give me way too much anxiety, but she embraces it, and I love that for her. Plus, it'll be warm weather. I'll probably really want to think I was there. You know, be like, oh. Anyway, okay, so sorry, I diverted there. Okay, so this is our first project. So you can see here, you have one with the little leaves in there. You can just kind of decorate them, put them behind the label, put them behind your sentiment label. And then over here, which is the other little greenery pieces, either one is very complimentary, I think. So, and then of course our beautiful envelope to kind of go along with that. All right, let me, and then I switched out the bows. Instead of putting it below, I put it on top. You can do either or. I'm gonna clean this space up and then go ahead and get another project. I'll be right back. Okay, this is our next project. Give you a peek at this. Look at this little guy. Oh my gosh, I love it so. And you know what? I just realized I didn't re-ink my, I think I did. We'll see when it stamps. Anyway, this project was this particular stamp set. Oh boy, my internet's going weird. Okay. All right, let's hope this, um, my, this particular bundle, this set of stamps and everything is what inspired this class, this Sending Love. See, Sending Love. So let me put this project away. I just wanted to give you a peek there. So this stamp set is in the spring catalog, and I think it is so cute. Like it does have there is a Valentine's feel, obviously, with the little hearts and stuff. But I think you could use this stamp set all year round. I mean, the fact the mailbox that's in it, just the I miss you, a little love from me to you. Just I think it's adorable. And then the fact that it comes with a set of dies where you can make a mailbox and put all the little fun things in it, or you can die cut the stamped mailbox. So it has a die cut for the stamped mailbox, for the envelope. for the little bird, for the hearts, and then of course the circle. But then you've got a lot of extras, like you can make the mailbox in and of itself, like we're gonna do on this project. Some grass pieces, the little flag, like this is so, so cute. So we are using this stamp set and dies today, and it is a bundle in the new catalog. And then, like, as you can see, I've die cut a whole bunch of pieces, so we're just gonna pull from our box of magic here. And the ink color I'm using is Real Red. And then we're using some of our white black brads, circular brads. And I think that's pretty much it. So I've gone ahead and die cut everything out for us. Oh, I will give you a peek. So the paper that we're using in here, the designer series paper, is actually part of this Most Adored specialty paper. This is a celebration item. So, and I've used a bunch of these little strips, so let me get that out of the way. So this was the paper that I used to die cut the envelope out of. And you got this cool gold on the back. Then this is the strip we're using on the side of our card, and you've got that fun metallic piece on the back. So if you're noticing a trend, this is a specialty paper. So on the paper, you've got, so we've got these hearts. Let me turn this side, these hearts. And then this cool metallic piece on the back. On this one, we've got the swirl and then these little gold flowers on the back. On this one, you've got like a cascade of little hearts. Look how cute that is. The metallic on there. And then on the back, you've got this pink like plaid pattern. And then lastly, we've got one with just little red hearts on it. And these fun little gold embossed like flower clusters. So beautiful paper. This is free with a $50 purchase. And it has been hugely popular. So that's something to keep in mind when you are looking for your free items. If it's something that's on your list, get it soon before it sells out, because celebration items are while supplies last. Although, and I also did, Stampin' Up! Made us aware that February 1st, so next week, they are coming out with some additional celebration items. No clue what that's going to be. I don't know if it's new, completely new items, or if it's items that are in the catalog, but either way, extra opportunities for free stuff. And that is always like, who doesn't like that, you know? All right. I'm going to get my Simply Score tool and score my card base at 4 1/4. So I've got my 8.5 side at the top. Going to do 4 1/4 there. So I've got a piece of crumb cake that's 5.5 by 8.5. A piece of basic white, and you'll notice in your kit, some of the, especially if it's the base of the card is white, I'm using the thick basic white. I've changed to where I've been using more of the thick basic white just to get, it has a little more structure to it. Our regular basic white is great for stamping on too, but I have been grabbing a little bit more of the thick when I'm creating. So you'll notice that difference. So I've got a piece of the basic white thick, which is 4 by 5 1/4. Real red, that is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Got a piece of the designer series paper, and that's going to be 1 1/4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I went ahead and die cut all these pieces out. So you'd need a piece of basic white to die cut your mailbox, piece of crumb cake to die cut the post for the mailbox. I've used a little piece of the designer series paper to die cut the envelope template. I have a piece of basic white that's a 1/2 inch by probably 5.5, way longer than what we need. And then let me get this out. Jeannie, I'm using my little container that you gave me. Watching this video, I know Jeannie was getting a kit to go. So see, look, that's so helpful. She gave us these, and they had treats in them and some teas, which, oh my goodness, that did come in handy, Jeannie. Let me tell you, put some honey in that tea, and I definitely used all 3 of them. So I'm gonna grab some hearts out of here too, because I know I'm gonna need those. So we're gonna use a total of 6 hearts. And I'm just trying to, I should have grabbed my little take your pick tool to get these little guys out. Here's one. So that's all the pieces I'm gonna need out of there. Anyway, super convenient Jeannie for use of that. And I'm gonna grab one of the threads too. So we've got those. Okay. So start by folding our card base in half. Flatten that fold. And then so when I want to give you a peek at this. So I put on there a little note to say I missed you. Like, because you're sending love. So like who wouldn't want to get that, you know? Um, and the everything is put on like flush with the card except for this greeting piece. I did put that on with dimensionals. So, and I did not fasten my little envelope in there. You can do that if you want. I just left it loose. This little guy does work too. Like, look how cute that is. It's so cute. So cute. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like way ahead of myself because I'm just getting so excited. Okay, I'm gonna come back in with my stamping paper here. Do some stamping. Now on my example, I can't remember if I stamped this little circle in the background, and it's not, you're probably not even going to be able to see it on camera. It's just very faint. I didn't want it to be like in your face, like super bold, but it does create some extra interest from behind. See those little images there? And I like that. I like the subtlety of it. So I take that, and I'm actually just going to put that on the back of my envelope. Just make like a little seal, and that's it. Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Just leave it, keep it simple. I like the little seal on the back. And then put the I missed you on our inside layer. And let me grab my little sentiment here. So we're going to stamp a little love from me to you. You could send that any time of year, not necessarily Valentine's Day. I mean, like, good grief. In today's world, who of us just could not benefit from that, right? Okay, got that. Clean that off with my chamois. And I'm going to go ahead and close my ink pad because you know, real red, you put your finger in it, you're wearing it, you know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and layer our card. Let's start by now this red and the designer series paper. When you put them together, they're meant to create like a card panel layer. So it would be like the 4 by 5 1/4, which is basically what a traditional layer is on our cards. Only, oh yikes, I didn't cut this the right size. I need to correct that. Ah, okay. Well, you guys are just getting to, you're just getting to see all kinds of craziness with Christina today. Look, that's too big. Grab my scissors because they're gonna have glue on them. Oh, let's see if I'm gonna be able to do this. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know if I trust myself. Okay. I'm gonna have to take it off. Like I can't cut that straight. Okay, there we go. I think I could do it. I got glue stuck to my fingers. All right, that's live. That's live card making for you there. Uh-huh. Okay. Hopefully yours is cut the exact same, the correct size. Definitely check that before you glue it down. All right. So we've got our card front established there. Now, I'm going to take and put my mailbox piece in place. So I did this cleverly, at least I thought it was clever. I put it right at the seam of the card. So I'm going to go up about a 1/4 inch because I'm going to leave space for my grass there. And I place this just so it's right on the line of the real red. And then I'm gonna put my mailbox there. And it helps disguise that that's two pieces coming together. But I think it helps pull it together too. So we're gonna build our card here. My little grass piece. And let's hope this is, boy, I'm batting 1,000 with this because this isn't cut correctly either. Goodness. What's going on, Christina? Yeah. So cut that off a little bit there. Alrighty. What did I do with that? Okay. I don't know. A little piece of green somewhere. I told you guys, like I'm a little bit out of the loop here. So we're definitely getting to see that, that's for sure. I was trying to see this little piece, because that's gonna bother me because I can see the pink behind there. So I'm gonna take this little piece that I cut off and I'm gonna tuck it behind there. So it's like a little cluster of grass. And it disguises that. That makes me happy. All right. So we're going to take and fold our little envelope here. And this little guy's all scored. So you just have to really fold in at the score lines. And so you're going to fold in those two little tabs first, and then you'll fold up. The base of it is the flat piece, the angled but flat piece. So you're going to create your envelope. Okay. And then fold that down. That creates your little envelope. And then because there is a die cut in here, a little piece in here, right here, where you can put then a little letter inside the envelope. But I'm okay with like not doing that. It also cuts out the little envelope that's a stamp image. But I just wanted to go ahead and have the envelope shut. So I'm just using it simply for decorative purposes. I'm not attempting to like make it so that it's interactive, although you definitely could. Okay. So we're going to put that aside so that can dry. And then we're going to work on putting our mailbox together. And again, it's got score lines, so you just have to fold right where the score lines are at. So you're going to fold it in half right there. Then there's a score line right at this lower edge. I'm going to fold that. Use your bone folder. That obviously helps flatten all those creases. Okay. So then you've got your mailbox. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start with, I'll grab my tear tape. I like to use the tear tape when you're doing things that are like gonna be like what do I want to say? Held under pressure with as far as adhesives. This works very, very well. It's good. I like to use the tear and tape for containers, but this is very much on the same kind of concept. Oh my gosh. I really am losing it. Okay, I gotta rip this apart. gotta get this. I really hope that this is providing a lot of entertainment for all of you today. That would actually that would make me happy. Okay, so before you put your mailbox together, like don't follow Christina on that one. You need to take and put your little flag on because it has to go, a brad has to go on the inside of the mailbox. So you take the brad, line it up with the little hole that's on the mailbox, push that brad inside, and then fan out the little things. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then you've got your little um, flag for your mailbox, which has just got the ink there. I'm telling you, I might need to just go back to bed today. So I'm going to take this adhesive off. Okay. And then we're going to go round two. All right. So after you put your little flag on with the brad in the little hole that's already in the mailbox, then you want to apply your adhesive. Don't follow what Christina did because I definitely did it wrong. I mean, I don't know. I suppose there are talented people that could probably get that brad in there after the mailbox was together, but I am not one of them. Okay. And now close your mailbox. Ta-da! Okay. Get rid of that tear and tape. All right. So we got our little mailbox. Now we're gonna glue that little guy on there too. Just some liquid glue. And we're gonna set them right on top. Oh my gosh, so cute. This is so darn cute, I tell you. Oh, come back in with our little envelope. And then I put a little heart on the envelope. And I'm gonna grab my take your pick tool. And in there. Oh my gosh, so cute. Look at that. The cuteness is like unreal. And then I'm gonna this one I'm gonna cut before I put down. So on this one, you just really want to cut your strip like there, it doesn't go all the way across the card. You can do it however you'd like. I'm just gonna cut it down a bit and grab some dimensionals. And on this one, I'm gonna use the mini dimensionals. Oh my goodness. Okay, then we will need to just center that on our card. And then I want to put some, I'm going to put a little heart on my flag. So I'm just going to put little dots there. And then I'm going to put like kind of like the hearts are flying out of the mailbox. So we'll do like that. And take your pick tool, get this little heart on here. Gosh, so cute. Okay, and then there, there. And then this is flipped over. I can kind of tell. Oh my goodness. Ah, look at that. I just love this card. It is so cute. Like this stamp set is so much fun. Oh my goodness. Love it. All right. I hope you enjoyed the project as much as I did. And that yours went together easier because you didn't follow me. Like you watched me do it and make the mistakes. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do that, Christina. So okay, let me clean this stuff up and I'll be right back with another card. Okay, we're back with another project. So this is the one we're going to do next. Give you a quick peek at that. Oh, I love this. I love this, the softness to this card. Like this just feels like a card that's like gonna give you a warm hug. Like I do. I just love the beauty of it. And then you won't be able to see on the camera really, but I've sprayed it with shimmer spray. It just gives a nice soft shimmer in the background. All right. So, and then I've got to get one little stamp out of here. Okay. So this stamp set, this bundle is in the new catalog, and it's just beautiful. The die set is beautiful. So you get this. So in it, I used this one for this project. I used these two, and then I used this label. So we used all these on today's project. The only one I didn't use are these two and this label here, which obviously would be able to be very easily implemented in any project. But the stamp set itself, then it's called Delicate Forest. Just I love the images in here. They're soft, they're tranquil, they're peaceful to me. But I love the words too. You make good things better. Stay strong, my friend. You'll get through this. Hoping each passing day lets in a little more sunshine and sending our love. Again, sending love and like all kinds of like just warm hug encouragement. So yeah, super excited about this bundle. I think it's a must have in the new catalog too. And then the stamp color that we're using, ink color, is Azure Afternoon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with what we're doing here. All right, so I've gone ahead and done the die cutting for us, so you don't have to watch me do that. We've got our white envelope. We've got a piece of Azure Afternoon that's 5.5 by 8.5. And then we've got two pieces of basic white that are 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So you've got two that are that size. They're slightly smaller. Then your larger piece of white cardstock, which is 4 by 5 1/4. That is what you die cut the forest images out of. Okay. And the reason we've done this is slightly larger so that we can put that other piece behind that we're stamping on, and it won't stick out from underneath. So, oh, I forgot to get my blending brush. And we're also doing some blending, so I've got a blending brush too. Okay, so let's grab our score tool. Get this baby scored in half. I'm like loving doing this. It's just I'm like, it's just my new fun tool. And I've had it forever, but I'm just like, why was I not scoring earlier? Like, why were you not making it easier for you? There we go. So I've got that scored in half. This piece here, I take your pick tool. So you might have some little pieces that still need to come out of here. Just use your little tool to kind of pop that out. Some of them are loose. And then I'm going to flip it over because you're going to notice that there's some other images in there that are still attached. You'll know as you pop them out. So it just gives the die itself some dimension. So you've got like these little leaves that are still attached, kind of sticking up. And as soon as I'm done doing that, then I'll show you. Flip it over and show you. See? So see how those little images, those little pieces, just gives it some texture. You can leave them flat or you can pop them up. I like to pop them up myself. All right. So let's come in with a piece of Stampin' paper and figure out what we're going to do here for our design. So I'm going to start by I'm going to start by doing my inside. And what I'm going to do is create a piece So I stamped it in generation stamping, so you get that nice just texture and depth behind it. And I'm gonna put my sentiment in here. And I'm gonna put my sentiment down here. This is something I like to do every now and then on my cards, just drop it down towards the bottom. And it's not right in your right in the middle of your writing surface area. So just personal preference. Let's go ahead and do envelope. Think here. I think I'll do this again. Okay, like that. Put that aside. I am going to bring my foam mat in here because as I'm going to do this more, I want to make sure I'm actually getting a good transfer of color because we are using photopolymer. With it being a bigger stamp, it's not so hugely noticeable, but on my envelope, you can see certain areas that didn't touch. And so it didn't get a good transfer. It's fine, but I'm going to go ahead and do it a little differently on, on this piece. So I'm going to use this large cluster of flowers, stamp it. And then I'm going to go right next to it and stamp it again. So you get kind of creating like some imagery there, some forestry, if you will. I don't know, foliage. I'm going to do, you're just kind of creating a scene. Okay, so this is all going to be behind our woods. So we're not really in the right or wrong way. Just trying to just kind of doing my own thing. Doing my own thing. So stamp that off. Okay. So you're looking at that, you're like, yeah, Christine, I'm not really sure about that. You know, I get it. I get it. All right, so I've got some images there. I'm gonna take my blending brush and just kind of come in from the bottom and blend, softening this up. So just really meant to bring a little color in. I'm swirling it in a circular motion. Making it really the lightest right in the center because I kind of want to give that illusion of like a light coming through, like sunshine. So I don't want to get too crazy. Oh, I need to do my crazy. Okay, so I've got that. And then I'm going to use hoping each passing day lets in a little more sunshine. Shut that up. The lid was off my little glue bottle. Oh, actually, I'm going to bring this one in. I'll use this. Okay. Got all my pieces, parts. We're ready to go ahead and layer and assemble this baby. Okay, so let's get this guy on here. But first, I'm going to put a little shimmer on here. So I'm going to put my paper in there and spray with some of the shimmer spray so that can dry while I'm working on gluing this. Let me put this aside. Let that sit to dry. I'll get my stamps cleaned off here. So is anybody still watching the football playoffs? Is your team, are you rooting for your team? I think it's like the 49ers and the Detroit Lions. and then the Ravens and the Chiefs. So, um, our Browns are out of it, but can I just say, like, will the Browns please give Joe Flacco a contract? Like, I would love to see him be our quarterback then. Some other options we have, but anyway, um, super proud of the Browns though. They made the playoffs. And I have to say I was rooting for Tampa Bay last week because Baker Mayfield is Tampa Bay Bucks quarterback. Man, it was so close. So close, Baker. But I love his charisma. Like yeah, I like him. So, but the Detroit Lions, that's a pretty good they got a pretty good story too. Like you can't help but root for them. Okay, so I am going, sorry, I got on a sidetrack there. I've got these little glue bottles. I've got these on Amazon and it's got our fine tip glue in it. I like them because it's a little easier to control than the one Stampin' Up has. And I'm going to just use this. It gives me like a precision tip on it. And I'm just going to put adhesive in certain spots, not everywhere, because this die isn't like super heavy. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if I'm saying Joe's name right. The guy that was filling in because the Browns just kept having one quarterback after another go down. Um, but man, what a neat guy and a great story. Like the Browns, they would benefit from having him just on the roster for his character alone. Okay, put that down. Flip this over. And I'm going to use my just regular Tombow. I just want to use that precision point when I'm doing my die cut there. That's so detailed because you don't want glue everywhere. You don't want it oozing out all over the place because it's been way too much. Okay. Alrighty. Then we're going to go put our inside layer on. Okay. Oh, I love the colors on this card. The images and the stamps. That's so pretty. And we're going to do some dimensionals on the back of our greeting label. And then this is going to allow us, by putting the dimensionals behind there, it's going to allow me to be able to put those these little pieces behind. These are a little bit bigger, so I just need to get some on the tips of the stems. There. And then yeah, you definitely want to have liquid glue for this class because we are using it for sure. Go. Get that little thing back in the glue bottle. All right. Okay, so there is our next project all done. Super, super pretty. At least I think so. I hope you do too. If you love it, make sure you just love it on the screen and, leave a comment for the video. That would be so awesome. All right, let me clean this stuff up and I'll be right back with another project for you. All right, we've got one more project to go here. Let's see. And this is the project here. If you get that, I'm doing some embossing with some vellum and some die cutting of some circles. So a couple of them are up on dimensionals, really just looks like this one. So your smallest one is up with some dimensionals. And the supplies that we're using in this project are, we're using Pool Party ink, Lost Lagoon ink. We are using the Softly Sophisticated bundle. This is a bundle you can get for the celebration sale with a $100 order. You can choose this and you get the embossing folder and the stamp set. So we're using actually both of these together today. Then I've grabbed the stylish stitch shapes and have used the banner piece for that, which I've gone ahead and die cut out. I've also used the deckled circles, and we used the fourth, fifth, and sixth size. Those three circles there. And I've gone ahead and die cut those out of the designer series paper. This paper is a celebration item. And let me pull it out so you can take a closer look. So I'll show you like front and back of each one. So this is front and back. Really, really pretty designs. And I have another video on my YouTube channel that I just made a card with the like corals and pebble path pieces that are on there. So check that out too. It's a great way to use your designer series paper. Love this because it has like a linen texture to it. And then you've got the wild wheat. And then look at this with the pool party, has linen texture to it as well. Beautiful. This goes together with the stippled rose, I think, stamp set that's in the mini catalog. But I think it works really well by itself. I don't have that stamp set and I've used the paper plenty. So, and then this beautiful one with some of the texture linen again as well. And then lastly, this one with some wild wheat and then this just soft imagery of the flowers. Super pretty. But you can get that for free with a $50 purchase during celebration. All right. Oh, and then I've got some Lost Lagoon twine that we're using in this too. All right, so let's see what we got here. So we've got a Lost Lagoon piece, which is 5.5 by 8.5. We've got a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5.25. A piece of vellum cardstock that is 3.5 by 5. I've gone ahead and embossed that with the folder, which look at that. When you emboss vellum, it is just stunning. So that's already been done. And then I've die cut the deckled circles out. So I've got one at each size of the three. Now you might have a different pattern. They're all going to be this color template, but this one might be your larger circle and this one might be your smaller, vice versa. You're going to have a combination of the three. They may not just be exactly as I've used them here on this particular design. They'll all work together. And then you've got a die cut banner label that's stitched there, and then a piece of the twine. And of course our envelope. All right, so I've gone ahead and die cut or embossed the vellum. So I'm gonna move that one aside. We're gonna bring in our scored tool. You're like, Christina, you'd think you'd already done this before you were on camera. But alas, I did not. Okay, scoring it at 4.25 there. We're going to take and fold that. That with our bone folder. And see, we'll go ahead and do our stamping. So we've got all our die cutting done. Let's do some stamping here. So I chose the Lost Lagoon because I feel like Lost Lagoon lends itself to blue or green, depending on the combination that you choose. So I'm going to use that for my stems. And think here, I'm going to use this in the front. I was trying to think what I wanted to do with my envelope. Yeah, let me see. Do I want to do two? No, I just want to do the one, I think. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to use the little blossoms, ink those up. And because it's photopolymer, I just kind of hover over it. You can see where the little buds go. Just kind of put them right into place. Super easy to line up. Go. So pretty too. It's such a delicate little blossom stamp. And then I'm going to use the hello there because with hello there, you can send that lends itself to just about any type of greeting. It's you reaching out to somebody to say hello. And okay, I think that's it. So I'm going to try and put my inks together. All right, so I think we actually have all of our pieces ready to go. This one's going to come together real easy. Step, we'll go ahead and put the inside layer in there. Whoa, that came out really like very, very generously on that adhesive. Squeeze that just a little bit too firmly. Okay, so now with the adhesive or the vellum, the challenging thing, like when people use vellum, you're like, okay, I'm going to be able to see that. I don't want to see through it and that. I get that. With this particular card design, the way we're going to lay it out with the circles, I'm going to put the adhesive kind of right here in the center. You're not going to be able to see it because I'm going to place other things over top of it. So to do that, I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal, just because it'll have a little bit extra stick to it and keep it in place. I don't like to use my liquid adhesive with vellum. That's just my personal preference. So I'm going to start with my largest circle, and you'll notice there's a pattern to it. So, you know, we pay attention so you can put the flowers in an upright position. All right. So I'm going to place that just so. Okay. And then I'm going to come down and see how it's covering. I put my adhesive right here in the center, and I'm going to layer over top of all this. There. Now this one I want to put on with some dimensionals just to create some depth on the card. And up right there. Okay. And then I've got my banner, and I want to put that with some dimensionals as well. But I got to think about how I want to do my ribbon. So I had just kind of swirled it together. Thinking here. I had just kind of looped it together and put it behind like my banner. So I'm going to do a little bit of adhesive, just kind of right there on my card, and start looping it. So I'm just like sticking this into place on my adhesive. There's never really right or wrong way. I mean, looking at it like that, you're like, Christina, that does not look very nice. I mean, let's be honest. But when you put the banner over top of it, it's fine. You've just got a couple little swoops of ribbon. It's good to go. So I want to do something a little differently. I'm going to put my dimensionals right here. Because if I put them on here and it's on the ribbon, it's not making contact with the card, and I feel like it doesn't make it as secure. So I'm putting my two dimensionals there, like in between the ribbon. And then I'm just going to take and set my banner right on top of that. I just feel like it gives you better adhesion. If that's even a word. And that's how I do it as far as like what works for me. You know, you do you. All right, there we go. Super simple card, but like such a beautiful impact, I think. So let me pull these out. Let me take this out of the way. We'll come back with all of the cards that we made. So we've got this one, this one, and this one. Oh, that was our, well, I'll leave this one here because you could have again, you could have different leaves. You could have either one. But yeah, so that's what we did today. What do you think? Please leave me your comments. Let me know your feedback from the class. It really helps me kind of decide what to do in the future. So I do appreciate your feedback for sure. Okay. We made it through. I did it. I was really, really concerned I was going to get a cough spell. So I'm like so grateful for that. And I'm also grateful for these lemon honey cough drops. They really helped. So thank you so much for joining me today for this class. I hope it's given you some inspiration and it allowed you to take some creative time just some time for yourself to be creative, make things, and then just send them along to brighten somebody's day. I found this saying the other day, when I say the other day, a couple weeks ago, and it just spoke to my heart. Like, I'm going to remember that, but I cut it out like a little saying. So it says this. I'm reading it. So it says to send a card is a good way to go somewhere without moving anything but your heart. Like I am gonna be saying that again. Like that even might be my like new thing. Like just sending a card is definitely doing that. It's like sharing your heart with somebody. So I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate all of you so much. I'm so glad that you joined me today. And if there's anything I can do to help you with your Stampin' Up! Journey. If you need products that you saw today and you don't want to order them online, you'd like me to do it for you, you're happy to you can email me. I appreciate your business. So, all right. Thanks so much. Bye bye. Until next time, happy stamping.